Are you dealing with a legal issue you would love to resolve? There is help. Welcome to The Law Show Sacramento, brought to you by TravisBlackLaw.com. Join us to create the best path forward for you. Now, here's your host.
Hi, I'm your host, Kimberly Henry, and I'm here with Travis Black from Travis Black Law. And today we'll be talking with Travis about making a personal injury claim. Now, before Travis joins us, just a reminder that if you have questions or require assistance, you can reach Travis at TravisBlackLaw.com. And you can join us on Facebook at Facebook.com/TravisBlackLawShow. Now, before we dive into today's topic of personal injury, just want to, just bring up the fact that we've talked about some things like DUI and CPS and bankruptcy and auto accidents in some of our previous episodes. And some of what we're talking about today may apply in those cases, but personal injury is kind of this whole mysterious thing. So if someone's thinking about starting a personal injury claim, what should they be thinking about first?
Well, obviously, if a personal injury claim means that somebody's been injured. So the first thing they need to think about is their injuries. Are they bad enough to make a claim? Are they valid?
And what would that entail? What would be bad enough?
Well, let's say you get in an automobile accident and you break a fingernail, or something very, very minor. Well, you just
That's
have to
tragic.
think about it. You know what? And maybe it is. Maybe I'm wrong here, but you need to think about it because it's not something that's real easy to do, and you need to be able to justify it. If you're hurt and you're seeing a doctor, then obviously you have a claim, and that's something else. I have this saying: if you're hurt, you treat. And if you're not hurt, you don't treat. So if you're going to make a personal injury claim and you're hurt, you need to get treatment. But a lot of people don't have medical insurance, and they don't know how to get treatment, and that's where an attorney can help. My practice, we have a huge amount of doctors and medical facilities that we can get clients in on a lien where they can get the treatment. So, you need to do a little homework before you just jump in and say, I want to make a claim.
And what kinds of claims can you make? I mean, it seems like that's kind of an open book.
Yeah, we could talk all day. Well, the number one that everybody, I think, thinks about is an automobile accident where somebody's hurt you. But then there's claims where you have a slip and fall. Let's say you're in a grocery store and there's something on the floor, or you're walking across a parking lot, or you're at a football game or a sports event and there's something on the ground and you trip or slip and fall. There is, if you think about walking downstairs and the stairs aren't built properly, or the handrail isn't on the wall or built properly, and it breaks and causes you to fall. Just about anything that you can get hurt on or by that someone else is responsible for, you've got a claim.
And so how long after something like that happens, what do you need to do when you're in that situation where you feel like maybe you have a case?
Well, in California, the general rule is you have 2 years from the day of the accident to make a claim. But it's important because to know when to make the claim. And that, again, is where an attorney can help you, because sometimes you want to make the claim right away. Sometimes you want to do your homework. You want to go out and do some checking on where you got hurt. Because if you report it, oftentimes they'll run out and they'll fix it right away. And by the time an attorney gets involved, whatever you got hurt on has been repaired. I'll give you an example. Road defect. Here in California, we have terrible roads, and they're always out working on them. And they don't always set the cones up and the signs up properly, and somebody gets hurt in an accident because the sign or the cones or whatever wasn't done properly. Well, if you don't get out there right away and document it, a week from now, that's all going to be changed, and you've now lost a huge part of your claim.
Sounds to me like maybe the wise course of action is to immediately get an attorney involved so that you know whether you need to jump on that right away or hold back.
I would agree with that. Oftentimes people will call my office, we'll talk to them, and they don't need an attorney. Or we say, you don't need one right now, you need to do A, B, C, and D, and if that doesn't take care of the problem, give us a call. But oftentimes people have no idea how important it is to get to document the accident or the scene or the facts, and that's where an attorney, it's better to get them sooner than later.
And I remember when we were talking a couple of episodes ago about auto accidents, you talked about everybody's got a camera. So if you have a situation where you're in an accident, would you recommend pulling out that camera, whether it be an auto accident or something else?
Kimberly, you just hit on an awesome thing. Almost everyone has a cell phone, and almost every cell phone has a camera. They may not be the best camera, but document everything. I mean, if you're still at the scene, document it. If you're not at the scene, let's say you've been involved in an automobile accident, and we'll go back to that a trip and fall. And let's say you've gone to the doctors now. Well, get somebody back out there to document it. If it's a road, especially like a road defect, get pictures of that. And I tell people, take a picture from every angle you can dangle that camera. So north, south, east, and west, high pictures, low pictures. Just you can't take too many pictures. Even videos. A lot of cell phones now have the ability to do a video. So just take a panoramic video of the area, the cars, the stairs, wherever it's at, and then take individual pictures where you can get closer.
Okay. That's such a great idea. Technology has taken us so far. Now, and when you make a claim, how much compensation should you expect to receive, especially on something like a slip and fall? Is it just medical expenses?
That's a really loaded question. In California, I talk about boxes of money or boxes of compensation. If you're involved in an automobile accident and it's somebody else's fault, they owe you a box of money to fix your car. They owe you a box of money for your medical bills. They owe you a box of money for lost earnings, and then for pain and suffering. Obviously, it depends on the severity of the injury. So that question is, we could spend a whole time, a whole session just talking about compensation. And there's another part of this. If you have, let's say, a drunk driving case where you're the victim of somebody that's intoxicated and they've crashed into you, you not only have those boxes of compensation or money, you also have another one, and that's punitive damages, where the law says that person should be punished for what they've done, and you can get additional compensation for that.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
So there's a lot to think about.
A lot.
Should you expect to need to go to court or attend meetings with attorneys or insurance companies?
Well, you're obviously going to meet with an attorney, right? I mean, if you're going to talk to an attorney and it's a good case, he's going to want you to come into his office, or he's going to want to meet you, maybe even at the scene, or come to the hospital or your house if you can't come into the office. And he's going to want to get all the facts. A typical intake in my practice will take an hour to an hour and a half. We ask a lot of questions. Are you going to have to go to court? It depends. I have a saying in my office, and my staff understands this. It's easier to settle a case you're prepared to try than to try a case you haven't prepared at all. And so I prepare every case as though I'm going to trial, and if we settle it, that's fine. But oftentimes by preparing the case that way, you settle it quicker and for more if you've done all your homework. You're going to have, if it goes into litigation, just quickly, the other side's going to send you written discovery questions that your attorney's going to help you with. They're going to possibly take a deposition from you where they have a court reporter. And in California, they have a right to send you to their doctor. And I can tell you that with more than 20 years of experience, their doctor is going to say whatever the insurance company pays them to say, which is a sad thing. They're going to say you're not hurt. If you are hurt, you're barely hurt. The treatment was always excessive. Just trust me that there's no such thing as insurance companies that care about you.
Oh, ouch! But it's a wise thing to know going into this for sure. And now you offer a free consultation. You kind of touched on that a little bit earlier, but can you tell us just briefly about that and how to go about setting that up?
Well, sure. The first thing you want to do is with my office is you'd call us, or on our website, travisblacklaw.com. There's an intake form. You can fill that out, and somebody will immediately get back with you. But we'll talk to you on the phone. If the case sounds like it's a viable case, then we're going to want to meet with you. And again, we meet with you at your home, your work, at the doctor's office. We meet a lot of clients at their doctor's offices. We meet them at our offices. I have 5 offices in the greater Sacramento area. And, we learn your story, and we get all the facts. And like I said, that can take an hour and a half, or longer. And that first interview or meeting is always free. And in my practice also is I don't take any compensation unless I recover a compensation for you. So like I tell potential clients, I could spend 1,000 hours on your case, and if we were to lose the case, you don't owe me a dime.
So that sets my mind at ease that I can get some assistance and not have to risk a lot of money.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Wonderful. So just to recap, there's a lot of different personal injury circumstances out there. So slip and falls, auto accidents, as you said earlier, anywhere where you've injured yourself and it's someone else's fault. At least you suspect that it is.
Right.
And you said 2 years to make a claim. So if someone's had an injury, they haven't really pursued or followed up on it, but it's only been a year or so ago, if they're still wondering if they should get compensation, is it too late to give you a call?
It's never too late. 2 years and a day. I mean, literally, if you haven't either settled the case or filed a lawsuit within 2 years from the day of the accident, it's as though the accident never happened, and you've lost your case.
Okay. And it makes sense to call someone like yourself right away so that you have the best chance of filing the claim at the appropriate time with the right information.
I would agree with that.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for educating us today. Your website is www.travisblacklaw.com, and if I'm correct, the phone number, 916-962-2896.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, that just about does it for us today. You can follow at Travis Black Law on Twitter, and you can join us on Facebook at facebook.com/Travis Black Law Show. Travis, thanks so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks for listening. To learn more about The Law Show Sacramento and to get access to more great podcasts, visit TravisBlackLaw.com. That's www.TravisBlackLaw.com.